This is the Wednesday edition of Platinum Northwest TV News. Good evening and thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Philadelphia Mangoeng. Let's take a look at the news making headlines. First up, the National Water and Sanitation Education Program awards Northwest Province learners with higher education bursaries, and the National Film and Video Foundation brings its Presidential Employment Stimulus Program ROADSHOW to the KLERKSDORP Museum. In the business news, lack of bulk system in the Northwest projects concern Committee on Human Settlements. And in the sports news, the district traditional dance competition to kick off in the Ramotshere municipality. We begin here. 8 Northwest High School learners were among the 54 learners who were awarded tertiary bursaries at the Water and Sanitation Educational Program National Adjudication Award ceremony hosted by the Department of Water and Sanitation last Monday in Benoni in Gauteng. The WSEP is an educational program which is aimed at educating schools and communities about water use efficiency, management of toilet facilities, protection of water resources, health and hygiene for a healthy life, and water safety. It also engaged learners and educators in various educational projects such as the Aqua Enduro, public speaking for high school, and Baswali Metsi for primary schools. Now, the Northwest Province was represented by 11 schools, including 37 learners and educators who participated in the week-long national competition. The provincial team won 3rd position, and my colleague had an opportunity to chat with one of the recipients as well as the educator responsible. Let's take a look.
Re mo sekolong se segolwane sa thutotsebo mme re tlo go buisana le moithuti yo o neng a tsenetse programa ya water and sanitation. Re itsise gape ka ga loeto la gago mme o ikitsise yona ka gore.
Good day and thank you for having me here today. My name is PlatinumNorthWestTvNews, proudly representing Tutotsebo Secondary School. My journey on the competition of Aqua Enduro under the Department of Water and Sanitation was a very exciting journey. I started entering the competition because I was curious. I wanted to know more and to understand why is this competition and why is this Department of Water and Sanitation so important and what it's all about. What I learned from the competition, I got to understand the term that says water is life. Because I just knew that water is life, but I didn't really understand where is all this coming from. I got to understand I got to understand that water is important and why it is so very, very important to save it.
So o tlile ka eng or o tlile mo go mang ka ga this competition and ke ntse le gore se go letile gore o join this competition?
Well, I first heard about the competition from my life sciences teacher, Ma'am Kakaza. She called me and told me, Vilakazi, here's the competition. I want you to join this. Are you interested? And then I told her that, ma'am, let me just take these documents and then I'm going to go through them when I'm home. And when I got home, I'm a very curious person. So I did my research about the Department of Water and Sanitation and went through the papers, and I concluded that I'm going to join this. My mindset in entering the competition was not about winning it, but it was just about feeding my curiosity because I was very curious about what is going on there.
And then what took place more for your neighbors? How can
in the nationals?
Yes.
Well, we drove here to Ekurhuleni in Johannesburg. Okay. So when we got there, obviously they introduced us and then they told us the purpose of the program and how everything was going to be held and stuff. So I didn't pay much attention to those things. And then on our first day, which was the second day, we had presentations from people who were once the product of water and sanitation. Those youngsters who got the bursaries themselves to study what they wanted to study. So they were presenting to us that when you get the bursary, I got the bursary myself, for example, there was this other doctor, she told us that she got the bursary herself, and then she had an opportunity to go and study in UCT because she got the bursary, she got the opportunity to go and study in UCT a degree she wanted. So that was all about that. And then the second day, it was our PowerPoint presentation. We were panicking. Nalini teammates were like, yo, this is tough. We're gonna present and stuff. But even though it had through the whole week, we made sure that we pushed each other and encouraged each other. But through it all, prayer was our breakthrough.
Yes. So, Kabaripan, just briefly, Ritisika, what were you presenting about? Celebrity, it led you yes.
Well, we were presenting about the importance of promoting World Water Monitoring Day in our schools and community. What we were doing there is we were giving strategies of what we were going to do to our school to raise awareness about water conservation and how we will help other learners, or how we will help our communities know the importance and know the importance and get to know what kind of water is safe to drink and stuff.
So now that you have won, overall, how do you feel?
I'm very happy and proud of myself, especially those who were encouraging me, my teammates, because this really shows me that hard work really pays off when you are determined and committed to what you do. At the end of the tunnel, you're gonna have light.
So here's Yavo fellow, Arare Beitutika, let's say I'm a grade 11 learner, and then there's a program like Muyetla or grilling, but kinalitha, this sort of anxiety. Okan tutletsa yang Beitutika who step up just as you did.
And they should be confident. If Obata could join now, you can go for it and be confident. And whenever you feel like you need help, ask for help, because that really helps.
So one last question, what's the way forward from here?
Well, I want to study environmental science and environmental engineering at the University of KZN. And then after getting my degree, I want to be a water quality scientist or an environmental engineer.
Was your journey, this program,
Well, truly speaking, the program take the other path because I was kind of confused by when I get to varsity. But the opportunity I got from the Department of Water and Sanitation, I'm going to take which path.
Thank you.
In other news, the National Film and Video Foundation brought its Presidential Employment Stimulus Program Roadshow to the KLERKSDORP Museum earlier today, offering filmmakers and audiovisual creatives in the Northwest a crucial opportunity to shape the future of their industry. The event is part of a national effort by the NFVF, an agency of the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture, to administer PSP funding and stimulate job creation within the audiovisual industry. The program is designed to support the sector's recovery and growth following the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. Attendees were invited to join a national conversation about the direction of South Africa's film and video future.
My name is TEETERS. I'm from the National Film and Video Foundation, where I work as a production and development officer for fiction. I'm here in the Northwest for Presidential Employment Stimulus Program number 6, which is a program from the presidency where we try to create jobs as a response to COVID-19 pandemic. We will be in the Northwest for the next 3 days. Right now in KLERKSDORP, I'll be moving to Mafikeng tomorrow, and on Friday I'll be in Rustenburg sharing the same information as we are sharing here. We really encourage people to apply for the project so that they can also create jobs in the Northwest and also improve the filmmaking in the Northwest. We also appeal to people not to wait for the last minute to apply. We have opened the call on the 1st of October. We will close on the 30th of October at 5 o'clock. So people should not wait for the last day, as there can be a lot of traffic and jam our system. So people should apply any time that they have their document ready for submission. We also apply online. For you to submit your application, you must go to www.nfvf.co.za and go to our online portal and start applying on that one. If you need further information, you can call us on 011-483-0880. We are also available on social media at nfvf.co.za, TikTok, at NFVFSA on X, at NFVFSA on yo. Uh, okay, at NFVFSA on Instagram. If you wanna email me, you can email me at ctt@nfvf.co.za. We also encourage people to tier themselves correctly. If you are a tier 3, please apply as a tier 3. If you are a tier 2, tier yourself as tier 2, and if you are a tier 1, apply as a tier 1, because some of this thing will lead to, if you don't tier yourself properly, it will lead to a disqualification. And then we also have the roles or positions within the film industry, which also need to be clarified, because we have the DOPs, who is a director of production. We've got a producer who's able to put together all the project, the financing and everything. We have a line producer who will also control the money and the finances that are available. We also have a cinematographer, but cinematographers will always work at the end in post-production.
So today the National Film and Video Foundation are in the Northwest in KLERKSDORP, and it's such a great opportunity for me to be part of this workshop where we got to learn that we can actually apply for funding, that we got to learn that I can actually submit my content and get funding, and it's such a great initiative for people like us in the Northwest, because we are regarded as a province that lacks opportunities. But I am so grateful for this opportunity and for the NFVF that they took their time to be here with us, and I'm looking forward to use what I've learned and what I've gathered from this workshop. So it was really a fruitful and productive day.
In more news, a police officer working at Wolmaranstad Detectives Department appeared before the Wolmaranstad Magistrates Court yesterday on charges of corruption, and was granted bail of 2,000, with his next appearance scheduled for the 28th of November. His court appearance follows his apprehension on Monday during an undercover operation by members of the Provincial Anti-Corruption Investigating Unit. It is alleged the accused approached a local business victim, or rather businessman, and informed him about an alleged case against him, and informed him that he had money to pay for the case to be withdrawn. Police spokesperson in the Northwest Province, Colonel Adal Meybach, has more.
Sergeant Toki William Pediruang, which is 46, working at Wolmaranstad Detectives, appeared before the Wolmaranstad Magistrate Court today on a charge of corruption. He was granted bail of 2,000 rand and will reappear before the same court on Friday, the 28th of November of 2025. Pediruang's court appearance follows his apprehension on Monday, the 13th of October, during an undercover operation by members of the Provincial Anti-Corruption Investigation Unit. It is alleged the accused approached a local businessman, which is our victim, and informed him about an alleged case against him and to pay money for the case to be withdrawn. The matter was then reported to the ACIU, who established that there was no case reported against the victim.
In more news, the Northwest Department of Education, under the leadership of MEC Viola Mutsumi, will host the provincial prayer and grade 12 pledge signing ceremony. Now, the primary purpose of the provincial prayer as well as pledge signing ceremony is for the learners to embark on a commitment to conduct themselves in the highest possible manner during the examinations without committing any irregular activities in the examination centers. Education MEC also highlighted that the department, including teachers, have done it all throughout the year to assist the learners, and now is time for divine intervention. The provincial prayer and pledge signing ceremony will take place on Friday at the Waterkloof Secondary School in Rustenburg. And on to this now, the University of the Free State have suspended all academic activities until further notice. Yesterday, following student protest actions that had taken place on its 3 campuses over the past week. The protests are related to the introduction of a fairer, more equitable and sustainable financial support system for all students as of 2026. The KwaKwa campus closed with immediate effect, and students have been requested to vacate the campus after a group of students caused extensive damage to university property, engaged in acts of vandalism and arson, and during which several security officers sustained injuries, with 3 of them remaining hospitalized. The University Management Committee have extended an invitation to the student representative councils of all 3 campuses for further engagement. On the Bloemfontein and South campuses, all lectures are suspended. However, only limited movement will be allowed on campus from 7 p.m. until 7 a.m. in the morning. In international news now, the bodies of 3 hostages handed over by Hamas overnight have been named as Tamir Nimrodi, Etienne Levy and Uriel Baruch by the Hostages and Missing Families Forum. Israel says one of the 4 bodies handed over by Hamas overnight does not match any of the hostages. Hamas was required to return all 48 remaining hostages as part of the first phase of the Gaza peace plan. So far, all 20 living hostages and 7 hostages' bodies have been returned. It comes after Israel warned it would restrict aid into Gaza and delay the reopening of the Rafah crossing until Hamas returned the bodies of all 28 deceased hostages. The slow return of the hostages have provoked anger in Israel, and Palestinians are increasingly worried that the delay could bring uncertainty to the future of the ceasefire. According to Red Cross, the remains of 45 deceased Palestinians who had been held in Israel were returned to Gaza on Tuesday. And on to continental news now. As South Sudan's fragile peace agreement unravels, the United Nations is warning of a potential return to full-scale civil war. Recent airstrikes by government forces and the ongoing prosecution of the suspended vice president have exacerbated tensions and sparked fresh violence, displacing hundreds of thousands of people. South Sudan's People's Defense Forces launched airstrikes on Tuesday, targeting opposition bases in western Bahr el Ghazal state. Eyewitnesses reported bombs hitting civilian-populated areas, triggering panic and forcing families to flee their homes. The prosecution of suspended First Vice President Riek Machar on charges of treason and murder has been called a political witch hunt by his party. This move risks collapsing the 2018 peace deal that ended the previous civil war. And with that, let's take a look now at the business news.
The UN reports that over 300,000 South Sudanese have fled the escalating conflict in 2025 alone, joining a population of 2 million internally displaced people and more than 500,000 refugees from neighboring Sudan. The influx of displaced people has overwhelmed resources in fragile communities, stretching relief efforts to their breaking point. These drone strikes are a recurring feature of the Sudanese conflict and have targeted civilians and infrastructure, with one recent attack killing at least 17 children. In light of the escalating violence, the UN Commission on Human Rights has urged the African Union and the United Nations Security Council to take decisive action. The Commission stressed that without credible and independent mechanisms for justice, the cycles of impunity will continue. South Africa has also condemned attacks on civilians in the broader region.
In the business news, the Portfolio Committee on Human Settlements has raised serious concern over the continued development of human settlement projects that are not connected to bulk infrastructure such as water and sanitation systems. The committee had this concern after it visited infrastructure projects in the Northwest Province as part of its week-long program across the Northwest and Gauteng. Committee Chairperson Knox Siobi stated that it is inconceivable that projects are planned and implemented without comprehensive consideration of bulk infrastructure, which is essential to providing quality human settlements. The committee visited project sites in Delareyville, Dialpan and Mahikeng in the Ngakamodiri Molema District Municipality, where several of these challenges were identified. In more business news, in a bid to meet the ever-growing demand of South Africa's coal mining sector, equipment supplier Pilot CRUSHTEC took center stage at the ICPC Coal Africa 2025 conference in Sun City yesterday. Unveiling its robust range of mobile and modular crushing solutions, the company highlighted its locally built Doppio track double rolls crusher alongside the Mezzo-Loco track primary jaw crusher, as well as the impact crusher, which together form a powerful flexible crushing train for coal operations. Pilot CRUSHTEC sales manager for South Africa, Shalmare, spoke on the company's relationship with its customers and said that the company approach is rooted in understanding each customer's operational requirements.
We make sure that we position ourselves and make sure we understand the customer's needs. So what we would typically ask the customer, the throughput that he requires, the skill level in his site of the operators that he's got on site. And then we need to understand the operating hours, because I think that plays a huge role in the success of the equipment that we offer into the market. So some of the equipment is quite robust, but you know, it also we also rely on the customer's knowledge and skill in order to help with the success and the performance of a machine.
And that's all from the business news. Up next, we get the very latest in the sports. Kana Tribal Hall is said to become a hub for cultural celebration this Saturday as selected traditional dance groups from across the district take to the stage. Now, the upcoming competitions follow the successful completion of the first round of traditional dance audition. This much anticipated event held within the Ramotserimula local municipality will give talented local groups the opportunity to showcase their skills and complete 4 top honors. The competitions are a platform to promote traditional dance and ensure the preservation of the area's rich heritage for future generations. Attendees can expect a vibrant showcase of a talent and a joyous celebration of local culture. The public is encouraged to come out in their numbers and support the participants as they bring their heritage to life through dance. And on to this exciting news now, while fans across the globe are already buzzing with anticipation, South Africans have even more reason to celebrate. Now, our national soccer team, Bafana Bafana, has officially booked its place at the 2026 FIFA World Cup thanks to a decisive 3-0 victory over Rwanda at the Mbombela Stadium on Tuesday evening. This win, combined with Nigeria's 4-0 triumph over Benin, secured Bafana Bafana the top spot in Group C for the African qualifiers and gets to return to the World Cup stage for the first time since hosting the tournament in 2010. Bafana Bafana delivered a dominant performance with goals from Talente Mbata and Oswald Apolis, putting them 2-0 ahead in the first half. Striker Evidence Makgopa sealed the win with a header in the 72nd minute. The qualification campaign was marked by unexpected twists and turns as South Africa faced setbacks, including a FIFA sanction for fielding an illegible player. This cost them points and left their World Cup hopes hanging in the balance. Ahead of the final match day, coach Hugo Broos maintained belief in his team even after a disappointing draw against Zimbabwe in the penultimate qualifier. Bafana Bafana finished with 18 points in Group C, 1 point ahead of Nigeria and Benin, both on 17. Cape Verde also qualified directly from the African qualifiers. Here's more from the celebrations of last night.
You want to sing it? You're not the choir. The choir. So you sing and I dance. All together, right?
And that's where we're going to have to wrap it up for tonight. Thank you so much for watching. The team is standing by tomorrow evening. Till then, good night and take care.
Cut.